Hello YouTube, Brent Peeler here with you. Coming to you from the Casa. I'm here at Valencia. It's about 7:30 in the evening. Thought I'd make this quick little video to tell y'all about some of the what do you call them, landmines you might find in the dating, trying to date here in the Philippines. It can be super easy and it can be super difficult. It can be a walk in the park and it can be aggravating as hell. The reason I'm making this video is because I'm again back in the dating pool. So yeah, if y'all been following me long, y'all know that I've had a girlfriend for the last about 3 months or so, but we decided to call it off. And before anybody says anything, I'm not gonna speak on my personal relationship. You know, it's just and this video has absolutely nothing to do with my ex-girlfriend. She was a lot of fun. We had a bunch of good times. Wish her the best. We just going into it, we knew that we knew what we had. We had an agreement. We was going to enjoy it until we didn't, and our last little vacation was kind of the last hoorah for us, and we had a blast. No regrets. Don't regret any of it. It's very sincere when I say that. But anyway, back to the landmines in this dating world. It can be very difficult, especially if you mess with the dating sites. When I got back from Vietnam this last time, I got on a dating app called, I don't know if I can say it or not, but it starts with a T and ends with an R, if that helps you. But I don't know. I signed up for, I don't know how long I signed up. Probably 3 months or so. I don't know how it expired, a month or two ago, and I would still get, so and so likes you, but if it wanted you to pay more money to see who it was. So I never deleted it, never got on there and tried to see who was on there. I had a girlfriend, so I wasn't worried about it. But anyway, once I was single again, I throwed them another 20 or 30 or whatever, however much it cost for a month's worth. And at 40, I think, 20 something, and then you pay another 20 for, I can't remember. But anyway, so this past week, I remember exactly why I quit looking at the damn thing to start with. There's a lot of landmines on there. Not really landmines. I mean, you can spot I say you can spot. There's a lot of bullshit on there. There's a lot of professional daters. There's a lot of scammers on there. They just put it like that. And so I paid my little money and swiped. You swipe this way or hit the heart or whatever you do, and you get bored and you get on there and go to playing with it. So I did that, and it just reminded me how aggravating it was the first time. My advice, and this is just my opinion, folks, but my advice to anybody coming over here, skip that. Skip the dating sites. Skip the ones you got to pay for anyway. I found that Facebook, the dating on Facebook in the Philippines is way better than any of them sites anyway. You're dealing with some real people on Facebook. It's just seemed to be a lot better. I've started kind of using that. But the only problem is you go through waves. You go through waves, and when you go through a breakup, you're like, damn, I need to find somebody. You get used to being around people, and when you don't have that anymore, you kind of get lonely. But you got to remember where you're at. There's no better place. If there is, I've never been there. There's no better place to be single than in the Philippines. I'll put it that way. I mean, there's just lots of options and lots of choices. But my suggestion is to shoot for the stars. I mean, don't settle for don't settle like you would back in the States. It's hot in here. I turned the fan off, but don't settle. And that's hard to get through your head when you get here, especially coming from the West. We get over here and we're just beat down by the old Dayton pool. I was lucky enough that I wasn't when I came here. I was in a good relationship, but going into that past relationship, I was up front. I told him that this had been my goal to come to the Philippines for years. I tried to come over here right when the pandemic happened and didn't get to come for 4 years. So my kids finally all graduated from high school. One of them had got married, and the other two were in college. And so I pulled the trigger, and I come on over here. So when I got here, I really wasn't looking. I wasn't looking for a relationship, and I had a blast, folks. I really did, and I got away from it though. I visited so many places. I visited so many places here in the Philippines. I rode a motorbike across Vietnam, but I wasn't looking. And then I got over here and was over here for a month or so, and then a guy gets lonely, and a guy has needs. So you get on these dating websites and you go to playing around, and like I said, you just never know what you're going to get. You never know if you're getting the professional. You never if you're getting the somebody just the gold digger, or because there's all sorts. There is professional daters here in the Philippines. They're good gals here. They're very good gals here, but they're snakes, and that's in any country. I'm not trying to jump on or pile on the Philippines, because it's like that anywhere. You never know what you're going to get, and them dating sites are like a breeding ground for all the snakes, and especially the one that I was talking about. But anyway. Some of the pros and some of the cons. Well, let me just tell you some of the cons. You get on there and you will have hundreds. I think I got 200 something on there that's like me. It gets so bad that you can't even go through them all, and that's a con to me. I mean, it gets. And if you do answer one back or go ahead and like her and it says you matched or whatever, you'll send a wave or say hi or whatever. You won't hear back from her. And so you'll go to the next one. You'll find you another one, and you know how it is when you're thinking with the wrong head. You want some action now, or you want a girlfriend yesterday. You don't want one tomorrow. Or you don't want one. You know what I mean? So you're impatient, and that goes back to that. Patience is key here in the Philippines, folks. It really is. So anyway, you do that. Next thing you know, you don't think nothing about it. 2 or 3 days later, here comes a whole wave of them that you'd matched with or liked or whatever. And so next thing you know, you just answer them back. And next thing you know, you're talking 4 or 5 girls. And that has never been my goal. And you go to having hell trying to keep the facts straight. Does this one have kids? Does this one? And excuse me. I'm sure it said in the profile, but hey, you've done looked at so many of these different women that you can't keep up, and you go to thinking in your head, well, you kind of feel guilty. Well, I'm talking to this one. Well, you're not cheating on her. You've never met her. I mean, I've never lied once and said no. Well, you're the only one I'm talking to, because I'm not talking to any of them really. I'm just filling them out, and they're filling me out, and it's just a pain in the ass. You go to thinking this is the dumbest shit in the world. Ain't none of these. That's bad when you can't get a date in the Philippines or whatever. And then, like I say, a whole wave will hit you, and you're just like, shit. You're overwhelmed. And then you try to prioritize them, or I do. This is my experience. I'm not giving advice here, folks. I'm telling you my experience. I will say, well, I like this one. This one I would rather prefer her, so I'm giving her first shot. So you'll set up a date. Okay, we got a date tomorrow. And so you'll put these other 5 off. You won't even mention a date or whatever. You just kind of go silent, and they go silent on you too. So don't feel like you're don't feel like that's a rarity, because that's pretty common. So you set a date with this one. Well, in the meantime, one messages you back, hey, you want to go do something? And you just say, no, I've got plans that day or whatever. And so you wait for a day or two to have the date with the one you want. And she cancels, or it rains all day, or something happens. And you're like, shit, hell, that's, and me, there's so many of them out there that I'm not going to waste my time with, fuck me once, shame on you. Fuck me twice, shame on me. So I'm on to the next one, kind of type deal. And then you go to the next one, and then boom, here she comes back in your DMs. Hey, let's do this. No, we're already. And then you go to thinking, well, all right, maybe it'll be better this time, or maybe it'll work out, or maybe blah blah blah, or whatever. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about doing the whole date. And it's. You hear and you see, especially on these successful channels, the ones that's got long-term girlfriends or whatever, they may be living the dream. They may be having the best life. They may be, and they probably are. I've seen a lot of what looks to me like sincere, serious relationships over here. Don't matter the age gap. I'm leave that out of it. Big age gap, small age gap. I've seen a lot of look like happy couples over here, and I've seen some that look plain miserable. Some that you can tell that it is a job for that Filipina to be with that foreigner, and you kind of feel sorry for them, but at the same time you can't feel sorry for them, because these Filipinas will chew you up and spit you out. I'm talking about. It's you're in their world. This is the Philippines. You're a foreigner. You're never going to be a Filipino. This is their country. You're just a guest here, so you got to play by their rules, and sometimes you got to get played, or let them think they're playing you. Play along, have fun. Don't fall in love right off the bat. I'm so glad that when I got here that I wasn't like a lot of these people. A lot of people, it's been so long since they've been in a relationship, they get over here and the first thing they do, they fall in love with the wrong one and wind up getting their little heart broke and going home ruined, sometimes financially ruined, sometimes not, but some of them give up on the Philippines because they got a bad apple. And there's lots of bad apples over here. But there's also lots of good girls. I mean, I don't know how many million people live in the Philippines, but they've got beautiful women here. I got some scarecrows too, but there's scammers and scarecrows in every country. Catfished. You got to really be careful with these dating apps. You'll see a 10 on the little app, and you'll go for coffee to meet her or whatever. That's my go-to is the coffee deal. That way you can get up and go if you get catfish, because sometimes somebody will show up and you're looking over her because you're like, where's my date? And she walks right up to you and you're like, you ain't the girl from the pictures. I don't know. I know that it's probably best to video chat them first, see them in the real, and hope there ain't something. I don't know. There may be even an app that can do the videos. I don't know, but I would suggest do a little video talking to them first, because these filters, I don't know who invented them, but I wish they'd uninvented them, because they're ruining the world. I'm talking about 10 show up as 2s. And it can be pretty upsetting, especially when you waited 2 or 3 days to see one of them, and then she shows up and looks nothing like her photos. It's just part of the games you got to play. That's why you probably be better off meeting them in person. But that's another thing. Where do you meet them? A lot of people say, well, you can go to the bars, I'm not looking for a bar girl. I don't want somebody that hangs around in bars. I just don't. I think they're a rougher, tougher. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my preference. I don't want anybody that can beat me at darts, pool, or Connect Four. That's just one of my little golden rules. I don't want a girl with a tattoo between her tits, or I really don't like tattoos. Period. On a girl, and I'm getting to see more and more of them over here. But there's lots of beautiful, good Filipinas over here, and I know everybody deserves to be happy. So I hope everybody is happy. I hope everybody finds what they're looking for. But be patient, and don't get with one of them. There's lots of people make this mistake that they tell themselves that the one they found is the one they meant to find, when they know damn well that ain't what they wanted. But it's handy, it's convenient, and the next thing you know, you catch feelings for one, and you ignore the red flags. It just winds up being a bad deal. Well, trust your gut. Think with the right head. Think with the big head, not the little head. Sometimes I don't follow my own advice. Lots of times I don't follow my own advice. I've been known to do both. But if you're coming over here to the Philippines, like I said, there's lots of good girls. Just where to find them. I wish I could tell you. I would have a girlfriend right now, but right now I don't. Not worried about it, because like I say, life is good, and if you're going to be single, this is a place to be single. I don't get out much. I don't go to bars much. There's a couple of bars that I go to that serve food. I quit drinking 6 years ago, so that's just not my element anymore. And so it makes it hard for me, because I don't hang out in them kind of places where the single girls go, and I don't want to take one from her job. If she's got a job over here in the Philippines, if I'm dating a girl, I don't want her working 12 hours a day. You never get to see her. What good is that? I mean, you're just going to be the finance and the everything, and not ever get to see her. But at the same time, you don't want to take one and tell her that you don't want her to work if you're not going to be sticking around. And my deal was, I didn't know how long I was going to be here. Still don't. I could get the whim to go to Thailand tomorrow. I was going to go to Boho today, but the damn rain and the wind and it's just been so wet, and it looks like it's going to be wet for another week. I don't know. I don't know if this video makes any sense. Just something I wanted to talk about, because a guy can go down the wrong road pretty easy over here. But at the same time, there's lots of good girls out there. I know there is. I've had lots of messages. I've heard horror stories about some of the dating stuff going on over here. Some of the men that get done dirty, and I've heard about some of the women that get done dirty. And I think karma's a bitch. I think karma's real. I think it'll come back and bite you in the ass. So I don't want to be a prick to nobody. I want to be upfront and honest about everything, and sometimes that's not a very good policy if you're only in it for one thing. But a guy gets over here and he gets a little taste of the way they treat you is amazing. The way these women over here treat you, it's hard not to. I mean, you get used to it, and you don't realize it at the time, but it's addicting. And so keep that in mind. That kind of contradicts what I said about about you telling yourself that what you found is what you meant to find. Sometimes they can put it on you, folks, and you go to thinking with the wrong head. So don't do that. I try not to do it, but like I say, I've been known to do it. There's lots of dishonesty, especially when it comes. It don't matter where you find them. I'm not saying I'm not trying to put all Filipinas in one group. I'm not, but the bad apples. Let me just say that maybe they're the majority, maybe the minority. I don't know. I'm just going by what I wouldn't say personal experiences, but people that have reached out to me, stories I've told, stuff I've seen even on YouTube myself from other channels, other vloggers, and I've seen a lot of good and I've seen a lot of bad. But when it comes to honesty, sometimes if they'll lie about little stuff, they'll lie about big stuff, and sometimes they lie over shit that just don't make no sense. I mean, you don't understand why they'd be lying about something so simple, and then they weave themselves this big old web that they can't get out of, and lies breed lies. I mean, once you tell a little one, next thing you know, you're telling three more and I ain't got the memory to tell lies, so I just got to tell it like it is and hope that's all right, because if it ain't, it just ain't, because I think honesty is a key, and I think karma's a bitch, and it will come back to bite you in the ass. Like I say, on these dating sites, on these dating sites, I know you can get over here and you can be dating one, and a month later you find out that the girl you're dating's had a boyfriend this whole time that might have just been out, might have just went back to the West for a month or 2 or 6 or however long, and come back and you realize that everything you've been told is bullshit. And so keep that in mind. What I'm trying to say, if you trust your gut, if you see red flags, either play the game and don't worry about it and just enjoy it for what it is in the moment. If not, get rid of them and find you a new one, because I really believe that there's lots of good girls over here. I really do. I really believe it. Another thing is it's so hard. Dating in the Philippines is hard because you're geographically screwed. You can put in that dating app, hey, 50 miles. It may be 50 miles, but it may be 2 islands over. And so I've had a lot of them that I would have already been on a date with. Matter of fact, I was going to go to Boho to see one today, because I'd been talking to this girl on one of them online, and I was going to go to Boho, but I couldn't figure out how to. When I got down there, the shipping company or the ferry company, they didn't haul motorbikes. So my landlord told me today about a Roro. Supposedly I can take it from here to Cebu to Boho. So I may do that. I may not. But it's just geographically, 50 miles may be 5 hours from here. I don't know. It's just, and it seems like if you put something in there that simple, that you're from the West, that's an hour drive. Well, not here, and it may be a plane, train, and automobile type situation where you got to take a ferry and a taxi and I was even thinking about going over there, just leaving my bike here and renting a bike while I was there, and then I decided it's too much trouble. I'll just, once again, and I don't know. I think what I'm looking for is a woman that hadn't dated a foreigner before, and I don't know if that's an issue or not. That's just I think I'm going to go that route. I think I'd be better off when it comes, because as a man, you like to take your woman someplace that she's never been before, and if you're living on the little old island of Negros and you want to take her somewhere, if she's been with a foreigner before, hell, odds are she's already been there. She may tell you she's never been there, but the odds are she's probably already been there. And so, but I enjoy sharing new places with people, and maybe that's not a deal breaker, but it's still something that I would prefer. Yeah, and I'll say this, and then I'll get off here. I just think that a guy needs to not lower his standards when he gets over here. This is the Philippines, and this is probably one of the best places in the world to date. Probably one of the easiest. I'm just trying to tell y'all to be careful. Don't fall in love with the wrong ones. Don't do a Filipina dirty. Leave her better than you found her. Don't talk her into quitting her job if you're not sincere, if you're not in it for the long haul, or if you're not committed. And that was part of my deal. I wasn't committed because I didn't know what I wanted. I still don't know exactly what I want. You know, I thought I wanted to do a lot of traveling. And as soon as I got back, or probably a week before I got back, it was this rain. It's rainy season in the Philippines, folks. And you know what it does during rainy season? It rains. So being on a motorbike, it's not something I want to do right now. I don't want to be driving across country in the rain. It's pretty miserable riding across country in the rain. So I think I'm going to be in this. I don't know where I'll be. I don't know. I've got this place rented for another month, or at least till the 15th. I've got my motorbike rented to the 15th, and I even got a bigger bike because I'd planned on hitting the road. But now I may stay here. I may hit a different island. I may go up to see some place I've never been, but just not on a motorbike. I don't know. I hadn't figured that out yet. Anyway, folks, I don't know if this video helped, but it helped me. Let me get some shit off my chest. Let me get some aggravation out. And if y'all are thinking of the Philippines, don't take this as a negative video. I just wanted to share my experiences and other people's experiences. That, like I say, I've had people message me and I've seen videos on the good and bad, but just know that that's everywhere. I don't think that's not a Philippines deal. I'm not knocking the Philippines. That's everywhere. Dating can be tough. Dating can be aggravating. But once you find the right one, I think you'll be glad you did. A lot of people give up and go home brokenhearted, or get burnt and just lose interest. And I get that. Just don't be that guy. Don't let it happen to you. Keep your guard up, and maybe you'll find the love of your life over here. Who knows? Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. I got nearly 2,300 subscribers, folks. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for watching these videos. Even sometimes when it's just me here rambling about, I don't know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I appreciate y'all. If y'all hadn't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment. I had somebody said that they've commented on my videos and they keep getting flagged, or I mean not flagged, but deleted or something. If y'all know, it's not me deleting them. I'll tell you that. I don't know if YouTube's doing that, or he said that they might have. YouTube might have done it. I don't know. I don't even know if I've not seen comments. I've not seen any comments on here bad enough that needed deleted. I let people say what they want to say, even if it's something I don't agree with or something blasting me. I made a video on plane on airfare to get over here. Now it's the cheapest it's ever been, and I typed in the date, September 29th of 2024, and I screenshotted the app I was using, the prices. And they were saying, this is clickbait, this is bullshit, he's just, blah, blah. Folks, I screenshotted what I'm seeing. Yes, that was one way, that was not round trip. I was perfectly clear about that, I thought, in my video. It wasn't clickbait, it was actual prices. And I'm sure, I don't know, But you can't please everybody. I'm not trying to please everybody, but I'm not deleting comments. I don't know if that's the YouTube police or who's doing it, but just know that I appreciate each and every comment. Even the negative ones help you. So why would I delete them? Anyway, folks, it's 30-minute video. Like I say, I appreciate each and every one of you. This is Brent's Tripping. Peace.